I have
respect
Ice
on our
Spice across the American flag, showing me her chest like this behind me. That's what I have.
That is the new flag. You didn't know?
You know
That's
that
the new
should be
American flag.
illegal. That's a defamation of the flag.
That makes the flag way better. That's the only flag I will ever salute. For
And
real.
you salute it with your left hand. You are a sick man.
Joe Biden, our old ass president, he loves his son.
Of course he does. Listen, what good father doesn't? Through thick and thin, you don't have to like everything that they do, but love your children.
Exactly. When in 2020, in the presidential debates, Trump threw his son under the bus when he, pretty much said, your son was on crack on a national stage. Joe Biden said, I love my son. He's recovered. He also kind of, sympathized with a lot of Americans who dealt with addiction. But, Hunter Biden, he just pled guilty to federal tax charges and also struck a deal on a gun charge because, apparently you can't own a gun legally if you're a drug addict in the United States of America. So, but hey, he pled guilty. Do you think this is going to hurt Joe Biden, especially, when the Democrats, they're trying to, go after Trump for Fed charges? This is the president's son. Do you think that this is going to be a big deal, or do you think people are going to forget about it?
I think that this isn't going to be a big deal. It's really not. When it comes to the sins of the father or the sins of the son impacting the family, I think that, especially in a political sphere, yeah, it's used for smear campaigns, but this is so far out from the campaign that it's not going to really have much of an impact. What is he ending up with? Community service? I don't think that he's really getting any time.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Trump, he put out a statement. He said, "Wow, the corrupt Biden Department of Justice just cleared up hundreds of years of criminal liability by giving Hunter Biden a mere traffic ticket. Our system is broken."
So I guess he got a traffic ticket. He had to pay a fine. Listen,
it's only a witch hunt when it comes to Trump himself. Everybody else, deserves thousands of years in prison when it comes to his opinion.
Yeah, he's so dramatic. Hundreds of years of criminal liability, all because this guy didn't pay some taxes, which, Trump has been on record saying if you don't pay taxes, you're smart. And then, a gun charge. Okay. We get it. Yeah. I don't think it's a big deal. He's had all types of issues. He's had a memoir come out talking about, his divorce and his ex-wife and his liquor and the strip clubs and all these different types of things.
Sounds lit. Sounds like a lit-ass life.
It sounds like he's living the life of a millionaire son. I don't, that's what they do.
Exactly. Trump's sons, they're just losers, that's the difference. But, I've said for a while, I would love to have Hunter Biden come on this podcast and live stream. So Hunter, now that you got all your charges, cleared out, if you ever want to come talk to someone, come to No Chill Live. We want to hear about all those crazy ass times you had. Come on, give us the real dirt.
Jeez, man. I would love that. I would love that. It's so interesting. He's like a lawyer, his son.
Damn.
And he has so many legal issues, and he's an addict and all these different things. Hopefully he can get the help he needs and stop making headlines. Just go sit down somewhere.
Yeah, go sit down somewhere. Put the crack down. You good. You protected for life. But the Republicans are gonna make a big deal out of this, especially with the shit that's going on with Trump and his charges. Now, the federal judge who's presiding over the prosecution of Donald Trump and those federal charges for those classified documents case, they set a tentative date for the trial to begin on August 14th, bro, which is coming up in 6-7 weeks?
Yeah, that's not far away at all.
Yeah, they said it's likely to be delayed, and pushed back. And Trump,
of course,
he's notorious for pushing back court dates. That's kind of how he fights all of his outstanding issues.
Yeah.
But were you surprised to hear that initial date? Because I was like, damn, that shit's so soon.
I mean, it's really soon, and also, I don't know how much he would want to push this date back, because the first Republican debate is happening on August 23rd. So it's literally 9 days after this court date is supposed to happen. I don't know if you want to just keep pushing the court stuff back and back and back, because it's going to get closer to the election, and then it's really going to start to hurt you.
No, no, no. See, you got it backwards, bro.
Do you think it's going to start to help him the farther back he pushes it?
No, he wants to push it so if he wins, he can pardon himself before the trial even happens. That's the strategy, bro. For real, that's what he's trying to do. He doesn't want this to go to trial. He wants to be president and be like, okay, I'm good. Like, that's the strategy, bro. Like, he's trying to kick the can down so he'll be king again and be like, now I'm going to put charges on you, Biden.
If it works out that way,
that would be insane and unfortunate for
everyone. For the American people, for the justice system, for our way of life. Please.
Yes. First off, you know, do you have the American flag behind you, bro? Like, throw some respect
I have Ice
on our
Spice across the American flag, showing me her chest like this behind me. That's what I have.
That is the new flag. You didn't know?
You know that should be illegal. Flag. That's a defamation of the flag.
That makes the flag way better. That's the only flag I will ever salute.
And you salute it with your left hand. You are a sick man.
I love Ice Spice. Shout out to you, baby girl. But yeah, you know, Trump, he's trying to kick the can down the road. He wants to become president and be like, the tables turn.
When you look at it that way, and now that you've explained it, maybe you're right. That could be genius. He could never have to worry about any of this.
Yeah, it's nuts, yo. Like,
I think it's going to be a close race. I mean, we still have a long way to go, but
which race?
With the presidential race.
Well, what do you mean, like the Republican side of it, or
I think when it comes to going against Biden,
okay,
whoever comes out of the Republican side, I think it's going to be a close race.
Yeah, who do you think's going to come out the Republican side?
Trump.
Yeah,
he's Trump. I view Trump the way that I view LeBron when LeBron's in the playoffs. I've seen LeBron prove me wrong one too many times for me to go against him, and I feel the same exact way about Trump.
But you saw LeBron in this last playoffs, and you know they had the loser cam on him, looking sad.
But he's been doing it for 20 years.
Yeah,
you know, these things happen. These things happen. Maybe Trump will, you know, fizzle out, but I don't. The Republican field right now, they're weak.
Yeah,
it's the same weak people that they've been recycling forever. So.
Yeah, we'll see. I think Trump's got the Republican Party by the balls, like for real, because he's dissed everyone and they're still his bitch. You know, you got Marco Rubio still defending this man after he humiliated him on a public stage,
smacked him and his wife.
Insane. But you know, we talked about all of the Republican candidates who are stepping out. No Democrat has stepped up to challenge Joe Biden on the Democratic side, which is, oh my God, stop.
Oh, my bad. Can you? Oh, my
killing my ears. But yeah, no Democrat. And, you know, I don't think either one of us believe anyone's going to actually fucking step up, because that would be really out of character for this party. Yeah. But we do have another possible Green Party candidate in Cornel West. And
shout out to Cornel West. He keeps hanging around.
Of course, man. He's one of the, you know, the top intellectuals in the world. He's probably my favorite intellectual ever, you know, currently. I find myself agreeing with almost everything Cornel West says. Like, I love that man. You know, he you know, teaches in Jersey, and he teaches all over. But he's saying he's running to get the nomination in the Green Party. And he's, you know, he went on CNN and he was taking shots at Trump and Biden.
Of course he was. I mean, listen, Cornel West, he's 10 years younger than these two guys.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a crazy thing to think about.
I know, because looking at him, he doesn't look it, but still.
Compared to them, he does, you know, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is crazy to think about. But yeah, he says he called Trump a neo-fascist, and he called Biden neoliberal. Oh, I think I have the media. Oh shit. Hold on one second. We'll hear from Cornel West himself.
Both parties are in the way.
Professor Emeritus at Princeton University and Professor of Philosophy at Union Theological Seminary before airtime. Professor West, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Tell us why you are running for president.
Well, one, thank you so very much for having me on. But I'm running for president because we're in such a deep crisis, and I think it's very important in these dim and bleak times that America be reintroduced to the best of itself. That's Martin King, that's Rabbi Heschel, that's Edward Said, that's Grace Lee Boggs, that's Dorothy Day. They did not live for nothing. And when I talk about individuals, I'm talking about the movements behind them. They put the focus on precious poor people, precious working people, and we now have two political parties so tied to Wall Street, so tied to Pentagon, so tied to the wealthy, so tied to
You're
militarism
preaching.
that the plight of poor and working people is being overlooked, my brother, by both parties. Both parties are in the way. We got a corporate duopoly that needs to go.
You know that the
He's preaching. He's really preaching.
Bro, I'm endorsing Cornel West for president right now. I'm not gonna lie.
You're going to vote for a West one way or another, huh? Like, if it's not Kanye, I got Cornell.
No, this is a different West. Like Kanye, I
It's
love
East
Kanye.
West? East West?
I love Kanye. I love Cornell, but I'm actually going to endorse this man. I think it's time we have an intellectual in the White House. I mean, Obama, he's an intellectual guy.
Yeah.
But he was still a politician. I mean, he went to Harvard Law.
He played the game.
He's been playing the game for a long time. Like, if you read anything about Obama, he's been plotting. I love Obama, but he can't be president again.
Yeah, the only way that you could move as quickly as Obama did was to play the game.
Of course, especially as the first black president. But Cornel West, he could be the second. I know we never believe in third-party candidates, but I'm tired of just what he said: the Democrats and Republicans, playing to Wall Street, playing to the military, and ignoring, working class people, poor people. And I think it's time that we actually take third-party candidates seriously. So I'm going to try to even help this man on his campaign. Like, however I can, Cornel West, I got your back, bro.
You got free labor over here, volunteers.
I did not say free.
Yeah, man. I think that it'll be interesting to see what kind of presence the Green Party has. Historically, it hasn't been great, but
No.
I
Would you ever vote for a third party candidate for president, or do you feel like it's a waste? Because a lot of people were saying every year actually, but specifically in 2016, people were critical because nobody wanted to vote for Trump or Hillary, and they were like, "Oh, if you vote for these third party candidates, you're really gonna let Trump win." And Trump did end up winning. I don't think it's because of that. I feel like the Democrats took the Midwest for granted, and they didn't campaign enough there.
But that's been the story forever. I mean, Cornell, in the interview, he goes on to say, I say the Democratic Party didn't learn their lesson. The lesson should have been learned when they need to speak to working people so that Gore would have been able to win Arkansas, take his own congressional seat. And obviously that's history at this point. That's 20 years ago or something, but he's right. And the same thing happened with Hillary. She got sick. She didn't go to Michigan. She didn't go to Wisconsin. She didn't go to all these different states. And then she got her ass whooped. So I think that the Democrats, they talk a good game, but they've never really stood by it. And they've never really supported the people that actually do vote for them and that, are their constituents that they say they care so much about. So we'll see.
Would you be open to voting for a person like Cornel West, or are you going to be stuck in one of the parties since we're in a duopoly with the Democrats and Republicans?
I could, but like you just said, if I voted for him, what value would it have? If, in all honesty, when the Green Party is going to get maybe 2% of the country's vote.
And 2% will be a lot considering.
That 2% will fuck somebody up, whoever is possibly going to win this race or not win the race. Like, if it's going to the Green Party, that always is going to hurt the Democrats.
Yeah. Troy, would you ever vote for a third party candidate?
If I thought they had a chance at winning, probably, but I honestly don't think that they do have a chance with the way the whole election system is set up, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's tough. I mean, listen, if anybody from the Democratic Party was really close to being Green Party, it would have been Bernie Sanders.
And they railroaded him. He should have got the nomination in 2016, but they plotted against them.
Yeah, they didn't want to do it. So
why should we continue to keep supporting these institutions that don't support us or our ideas? They don't prioritize the people. So why do we keep giving them our votes?
I mean, unless there's a revolution, the system's going to continue doing what it does. you know.
But at some point, our votes do count. We can take a stand. And I'm going to Cornel West. I'm going to vote. If he gets the Green Party nomination, I'm going to vote for him for president. I don't give a fuck anymore. I'm done. I don't want to vote for old-ass Joe Biden. I don't think he's done a terrible job as president, but
I don't either.
Come on, he can't even stand on stage.
I knew something told me you were going to be like, oh, he can't stand on his own 2 feet.
For real, though. Come on. Like, I mean, I might like Joe Biden better if he was like in a wheelchair or something. You know what I mean? Or had like a cool like motor scooter. Maybe I'd have some more trust in him.
No, there's no way in hell. People are not doing that. You have to have a legitimate reason other than, oh, I'm old. Like,
he is old. He's old as shit. He's the oldest president ever.
FDR had polio. Like, that's why he had a wheelchair. I don't know anybody else that was in a wheelchair.
Yeah. I just think it's irresponsible for that man to run again, so I don't want to support it. And I'm never going to vote for Trump because he wants to be the king of the country. And, he tried to overthrow the government. He was impeached twice. He's a criminal. Like, sometimes I feel like, oh, I want to go against the system. Mm-hmm. And just fuck it. Like, but with him, he's just so selfish. And, I think it's really destructive to put him in there. Who knows what the fuck would happen?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to August, though, with this first Republican debate. That's going to be a shit show when they got like 12 people up on the stage and they're all yelling at each other and calling each other names and stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a Royal Rumble.
That's right. Plus, it'll be interesting to see Mike Pence up there going against Trump.
I don't know. I don't think it'll be that interesting, honestly.
No?
It'll be entertainment to see Trump go against everybody else. I don't see anyone really being able to stand up to him. They're hesitant to do so. They're hesitant to even criticize him. So scared. He doesn't give a fuck. He's gonna tear them to shreds. Subscribe on YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify. Follow on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok.
All the apps. We're everywhere. We are everywhere.